Oh, good day to you. Yeah, I'm on the Suzuki SV 650 and I thought it's a year on really, and for me it's a time for change. Yeah, nothing wrong with the bike, I want to start with that. Absolutely loved it. It's been a marvellous year, despite one or two little hiccups, as you know. Yeah, someone reversed into me. No fault of the bike, but the bike stood up well. Yeah, just cosmetic damage, which is marvellous, isn't it? But I thought we'd just recap over it, and then maybe a little mutter. But so what we got? We've got this digital display, best way to describe it, digital, yeah, out the way bird. Anvil mirrors, and a wonderful 650 V-twin engine. Yeah, and that is the masterpiece of this bike. And I'll come back to that later on. It's a fantastic learner bike. It's, if you're experienced, it's a real rip-roarer of a bike, and you can easily find its limits if you really give it some, and that makes it a real fun bike for everybody, I think. It's got, I don't know, 72 brake horsepower and not 72 brake horsepower, 72 newton meters of torque. Yeah, that's it, 72 newton meters of torque and about 65 brake horsepower. I think that's about it, something like that. Its competitors, the closest thing to this is the Honda Hornet. That's a completely new designed bike 25 years after this was designed, and performance wise I think they're pretty close. Yeah, the people have these doing in excess of 130 miles an hour, and of course there's a racing class for them as well, so they are an outstanding bike. You can zip along the dual carriageways and the motorways easily in excess of 70 miles an hour without even realising it, without even trying. Yeah, you're just there and all of a sudden you look at your clock and you go, oh, I better slow down. Yeah, and it'll do it all day. What this bike's got over any of its competitors is that engine. It is absolutely marvellous. It makes a wonderful sound. As you know, with a pipe on it, it's outstanding. I've put this back to stock because this is my final ride. Yeah, heading back to Orwell's now, and of course I've got traffic as a final ride. I mean, that's not much fun, is it? No. Seat height 85 millimeters. It's nothing, is it? But I'm 6'2" with a 34-inch inside leg, and I fit on it just perfect. Yeah, and I know it's a very popular bike with the ladies because it's light at 200 kilos. It's not heavy, so yeah, handling is just lovely. It only does what you ask it to do. No traction control or anything like that. No quick shifter. I don't even know if they'll do one for it. But they might. So it's a very hard bike to fault. It's a really good all-rounder that you could go touring on. You could go ragging round the back lanes when there's no traffic, that is. But the suspension is basic, and basic is what this bike is. This is motorcycling at its roots, I think. Yeah, Rozzers, marvellous. Good job there was some traffic, eh, chaps? Yeah. So you sort of beg the question, why am I getting rid of it? I think what I'll do is I will find somewhere to stop and do a little walk round, and then we'll discuss it after that. Yeah, so I'll see you when I find somewhere. Right, here we are, found a little dark alley. Yeah, oh, but on this glorious day, I mean, just look at it, just wonderful, isn't it? And so is this bike. Even though I'm parting with it, I think they look just so classical. I like the scaffold frame, the V engine, the red wheels, just everything about it is lovely. It's like a baby Ducati. Yeah, if Suzuki had a baby with a Ducati, this is what you'd get, and it stood the test of time. Liquid cooled, of course, 72 brake horsepower and about 63 newton meters of torque, but goes like billy ho, really does. Like I say, people have had these over 130 miles an hour, which make it quite sporty. That seat is probably the worst thing about it. It's quite uncomfortable, but you can change them, as you know. The exhaust is big, but again, you can change it, and there's hell and all parts for these knocking about at reasonable prices as well. Yeah, it doesn't have all the fancy gizmos that a lot of bikes have nowadays, but you know, you don't need them, and this bike proves it. As an experienced rider, you'll find its limits and you'll have fun doing so. As a learner, you'll learn how to ride and gain in confidence, I think. Yeah, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to get back on board now and finish off this, because it is a bit of a sad day, and the longer I mutter, the less likely I am to get rid of it. Yeah. Right, here I am, back on board. Ignition on. Brrr, ding. Yeah. One touch ignition. Yeah. Suzuki famed for that. And also that special clutch device thing that they've got. That means it's almost impossible to stall. Yeah. So let's get back on the road. The senses test. Do we need to do the senses test? I guess we might as well. It's the last opportunity on it. And taste. Where are you going with taste? Well, I'm going with a caramel latte. Yeah, I am. And you know, maybe that's a bit Freddy Dobbs, I don't know, but oh, listen to that, even without a pipe, just wonderful. Uphill. I don't know what the speed limit is though, so I best slow down. Oh, it's 30. There you go. Yeah, that's what it tastes like. Something really nice. And obviously, the smell, I mean, this has done 5,000 miles. Yeah, bearing in mind it had a couple of months off when it got reversed into, while the insurance dithered about. And I've got 4 other bikes to ride, but I also have a limit of just 4,000 miles a year on each bike on the insurance, so I've got to watch what I do on each one. But yeah, but it still smells like a new bike to look at. Like I say, a baby Ducati. If a Suzuki married a Ducati and had a baby, this is what you'd get. Something very cheeky and very naughty, but also secretly really talented. Yeah, I wouldn't shout and boast about it, it'd just get on and do it. Oh, we're into 40. That's what it looks like. To touch and feel, it's a solid bike, as was proved by that poor car that accidentally reversed into me. Yeah, solid solid as anything. But there you go. It's got some nice shapes, it's easy to keep clean, and a year through all the winter and everything, and it just comes up like brand new again. Yeah, oh, marvellous. And when I say winter, I did get drowned, yeah, in flooding. A car came the other way. Oh well, lots of cars came the other way and just covered me. Yeah, but it just stayed still and kept going, even though I couldn't see where I was going. And the sound is just exceptional. A V-twin engine, it takes some beating, I can tell you. And then the sixth feeling, how does it make you feel? I've loved it, I really have loved it, but there comes a time sometimes when you've got to let something go, even if you love it, for its own interest and for your own. Yeah, I've found the limits of it. You can rag it, and it's never done anything untoward. Back end's gone out a bit, but you know, what bike wouldn't? Well, a bike with traction control, I suppose, but the trouble is you'd never get there, you'd never get to that point. And so it is a real fun bike, whether you're a learner or whether you're experienced. In my time of having it, I've never met anybody who's had a bad word to say about it. I haven't, nope. Everybody who's ever owned one loves them. Yeah, the only complaint they have, let's get on to the negative bit and get that out of the way, is the seat. I don't like it. Now, it might be different if you're a woman, it might be different if you're a shorter man, I don't know, but for me, it's terrible. I mean, really terrible. Yeah, which is a shame for such a wonderful bike. Price point, very good value for money. Very disappointed Suzuki haven't brought out a 25-year edition anniversary model, but there you go. So that's it. So what I'll do is I'll bring you back when I get to Orwell's. Yeah. Oh, and we've got a level crossing. Right, here we are, almost back at Orwell's. Yeah, and one of this bike's party pieces is how easily it carves up the traffic. Yeah, it does. Oh, look at all those Mickey Mouse ears in the back of that car. Marvellous. Yeah, so am I sad? Yeah, but I'm also excited. Yeah, well, I know, it's confusing, isn't it, when we get rid of a bike. I'm sad because the bike's going, and it's not been a bad bike, it's done nothing wrong. So I've really enjoyed it, and they are one of the best bikes ever made. They will go down in history as one of the best. I'm convinced of it. Yeah. But happy because I'm getting something else. Yeah. Oh, there's the question, isn't it? Hasn't that got you wound up? Now you've got no idea what I'm on about. So let me just park this here and we'll say a farewell to it. But here we are, Orwell's magnificent shop, and possibly one of the best bikes ever made. Yeah, I know, it's so unassuming, isn't it? But it's true. Ta-ta. Oh, listen to that. Very naughty AS there. But here I am at Orwell. Yeah. And what am I on? Look at this.